Guys. So I'm Mrs. Jackson, and I'm going to walk you through the writing assessment that you're going to do today. So today you are going to compare Greece and Persia. And so the first part of the block, what I'm going to ask you to do is actually practice before you write with a partner. So today's goal is that you're going to be able to answer the question, how does geography and climate influence the technology, economics, and politics? I know that on the front of the note sheet it says religion. So if you did religion instead of economics or vice versa, that's fine. I'm not going to fault you for that. So your first step is that you are going to work with someone in the close vicinity to you who did the opposite civilization from you. So if you did Persia, I want you working with someone who did Greece or vice versa. You're going to have a discussion, a short discussion about how your civilization's technology, economy, religion, politics were influenced by the geography and climate, right? What you are then going to do is use historical reasoning so that you can develop a historical argument. And that's what your paragraph is going to be about. So we use historical reasoning a lot in global. Specifically, this time we're going to be talking about comparison and causation that you need in order to really show the importance of that comparison. So our prompt this time, what you will be writing your paragraph on, is you are going to analyze the similarities or differences in how geography and climate influenced technology, religion, economy, or politics of Greece and Persia. So that's a big thing right there. There are a lot of qualifying words I want to point out. It is an or statement. So you are not writing about similarities and differences. You are choosing either I'm going to write about similarities or I'm going to write about differences. You are then going to write about those similarities or those differences about Persia and Greece, right? So Persia and Greece both were influenced by their geography in technology. Persia and Greece were geography influenced the religion of Persia and Greece differently, right? So you are choosing a similarity or difference, and then you are connecting it to how geography influenced one of these categories, one of these Persia categories. All right, so when we talk about comparison, it is an innate skill that we need in social studies, right? So we specifically are working on this aspect this time through. Explain the relevant similarities or differences between specific historical developments and processes, right? So historical thinking involves the ability to describe, compare, and evaluate multiple historical developments within one society, one or more developments across or between different societies, and in various chronological and geographical contexts, right? So we are going to focus on how Greece and Persia were influenced by their geography, either similarly or different in the specific Persia categories. So why do we compare? We compare in order to make sense of specific events or developments. We also understand the complexity of historical change, since different groups and societies often have different experiences with the same event or development. Right? So with a partner, you're then going to do this next part. You're going to brainstorm. It is a drawing slide in Pear Deck, so you'll write similarities you see between Greece and Persia in political structure because of geography, or differences. For example, geographically, we see that Greece is very mountainous, right? It's mountains throughout all of Greece. As a result, city-states form, right? They're not one unified empire. So Athens' government is completely separate and different from Sparta's government because they do not have the ability for easy communication due to the mountainous topography of Greece. Whereas in Persia, we have one unified empire. Their geography did not impact the ability to communicate with one another. And as a result, we have one leader in charge of all of Persia, and they expand their geographic footprint. Greece, small independent city-states, each one with a different way of governing, right? That's all due to geography. So, right? So then religions, what are the similarities you see in their religions? How does it tie to geography? What are the differences you see in the religions, right? In Persia, we have Zoroastrianism. In Greece, we have our Greek gods and goddesses. A is for arts and achievements or arts and STEM. That's our technology. So, what similarities do we see in Greek and Persian technology that is influenced by their geography? What differences do we see? And if you want to include economic similarities or differences, that's fine too. This can be an R or an E. Okay. After you have done that brainstorm with your partner, then choose one of the similarities you came up with and see if you can explain the why the similarity exists. Right? This is our causation. So what is the reason behind why there is that similarity? They both have low populations. Both Greece and Persia have a relatively small population. What's the causation of that? It's due to the fact that they do not have access to a lot of fresh water. Therefore, it limits the size of their population. That is the causation. So I want you to choose one of the similarities you came up with and try and explain why there is that similarity, like how geography similarly impacted them in that way. Then do it the opposite way. So choose a difference. Explain why there is that difference, why the geography impacted them differently. Right? So that's all practice. And then we're going to ask you to apply that and write a paragraph. And you're going to write a paragraph that's going to have the following structure to it. You are going to create a topic sentence that addresses the question at the top of your page. Right? So how does geography influence the blah, 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 blah of Greece and Persia? You are going to name one similarity or difference, right? No both. The worst lawyer in the world would say, my client is both innocent and guilty. No, you are arguing just one. So either they're similar in this way or they are different in this way. Mean it. So give me details. All right. So how did that similarity or how did that difference work in Persia? Explain it for Greece. Make it matter is your causation. Why did it happen? Why does it matter? Meaning, so they're similar in their political structure. Okay, so then you give me 2 sentences about Greece's political structure, 2 sentences about Persia's political structure, and then a sentence that explains why they're so similar. Right? How you will be graded. You have a clear topic sentence that addresses the prompt, making a claim that names only one similarity or difference. Your comparison is accurate. I'm comparing the same thing, right? So if I'm comparing technology of Persia, I am comparing it to technology of Greece. If I am comparing religion of Persia, I am comparing it specifically to religion in Greece. You have evidence of both. You describe, if I'm talking about religion, I describe aspects of those religious ideas or beliefs of Persia. I describe those religious ideas for Greece. Your causation. Here's the reason why it's similar. Don't say don't write here's the reason, but this is similar due to the fact that. That's your causation. Connections, transitions are clear, they make sense. The paragraph is more than just a list of ideas. This is how you will be graded. All right, so you're going to spend the first 30 minutes of the block working through this practice. Then you will write your paragraph. If there's any extra time in the block, you will start reading our next section. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to email me or stop by room 10. Thanks, guys.